Yo, welcome back to my channel. Charlie Kirk's security has finally released new evidence of what really happened in his assassination case. And then I'm glad they finally released all the evidence and show up all these people who were saying that, like, take for example, Candace Owens, saying that Charlie Kirk's wife has something to do with it getting killed. I'm glad they released that information that shut these down conspiracy people up. And everything, because Charlie Kirk did not deserve what he got. What done to him, we did not deserve that. And people going out attacking his wife is even more sickening. Candace Owens, you one of the people I'm talking about. So we'll get to the video.
All of the myths that you've been hearing, some of y'all should be ashamed of yourself.
Anybody on your team that you think could be tied to an extreme political party who is planning assassinations? No.
I ain't never met Charlie is catching on fire. He's rolling his grave so hard. Put this together. Everybody that loved Charlie and he loved is lying about him. Everybody. Like, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell to get notifications. Anytime I go live, make a video, make sure you still subscribe to this channel, like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Let's get into this. Then let's get to Sean Ryan real quick. Now, this is where people should lose their platforms. I'm telling you guys, I've warned you 100,000 times. These people are lying to you. They are lying to you for clicks. They're either, I think some of them are mentally ill. Some of them are just flat out lying to you because they got the grift down. They know how they got the algorithm down. They know if they tell you, look, I got this information. Now I'm not going to give you the information. I'm just going to get you to the next time I tell you I got the information. Now I'm telling you, let me tell you this. Let me tell you this, sister, brother, listen to me clearly. If I knew something about Charlie Kirk's investigation that'll bust it wide open, I'm going to tell you today. And I know my show may be, I don't know, what we do, an hour show. If I knew something that was against my friend that I think you need to know, we'll do a 4-hour show. We want a 4-5 hour. Let's run it. All night. We're gonna do the show through the night. Stay up. I'm pushing receipts all night. You will never catch me saying, oh, we're at an hour. Oh, sorry. I guess you can't know it till next time I do an hour. Next month, I'm gonna tell you what I really want to tell you. I ain't never met Charlie is catching on fire. He's rolling his grave so hard. Put this together. Everybody that loved Charlie and he loved is lying about him. Everybody. You put your thinking cap on. Everybody. All right, let's get to this clip real quick because I got some. Matter of fact, before we start this, can I prove something to you guys real quick? I'm gonna need my computer. I want to prove something to you guys. Everybody that you've seen, Valhalla, or whatever his name is, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time ever, Shenergy is having a sale. Normally we don't do no sales on Shenergy, but right now, Black Friday, we started early, 30% off store-wide. That's 30% off the day-night bundle. That's 30% off day if you want it by itself, or night, or any of our products that we have here. Even the T-Force is 30% off. And if you don't want to take advantage of the 30% off, you have the ability to get 30% off, but also get on a subscription plan. So 30% off will be on your first order, and then the subscription plan will be simply the same each and every month. But 30% off Black Friday. Get your Shenergy today, get your energy, and also get some doggone sleep. I used to like the guy. He made a thing about Kennedy that he exposed him. I was like, oh, this guy's a veteran, whatever. I like everybody that's online right now that have told you it's impossible for somebody to get a shot with a 30-06 and live. It'll blew his head off. and he'll do all this. I want you to take two things in consideration. One is that it's fair to put that in perspective. But the second thing is that why have you not heard of any of them talking about Martin Luther King? Let me find my little clip. We'll put the link in the description section for all of y'all. Let me find the clip real quick. I got it. Martin Luther King was shot with a .30-06. No exit wound. I'll put the clip in for you. This is the evidence. James Earl Ray, he purchased the rifle. Let's go down to the text here. You can see my cursor. Dr. King was killed by a Remington Peters soft point, metal jacketed bullet fired from a high velocity .30-06 rifle. He was shot from about 200 yards away. And I read this already, but the shot apparently went into his chin or somewhere in his jaw. It like went out, came back in, went out, and went into his neck. And no exit. It's almost identical to what happened to Charlie. Shot with a .30-06 from a distance. Entered, did not exit. Why are your favorite people talking about Charlie and acting like it's so mind-blowing to think that it has never in the history of humanity has it ever happened that somebody got shot with a .30-06 and then blow their head off? Well, it happened to another person who was assassinated, Martin Luther King, one of the biggest, most prominent assassinations to ever exist. And your favorite people won't even bring up Martin Luther King. Why? Because they need you to believe that there's no way in the world that Tyler Robinson did this. Okay, come on, pull it up. Let's get to the interview. Sean Ryan, y'all been waiting for me to talk about this. Clip 106. Let's start from the top.
But everybody
for doing this.
Starts off with an introduction here. Brian Harper.
Hold on.
A highly
frame it real quick. The reason I put this introduction in here is because some of y'all are stuck on stupid, smoking the devil's lettuce and sniffing the sauce. Y'all think that, like in a vacuum, you think these people that were defending Charlie and supporting Charlie is somebody they found on the street that was a rent-a-cop yesterday. Do you think, go look at Turning Point Laws. I bet they were spending millions of dollars a year on security. You think these people, okay, listen to his credentials. Roll it.
But everybody starts off with an introduction here. Brian Harpel, a highly decorated law enforcement veteran who served as a police officer in Texas for 14 years. In 2008, you entered the private security world as operations manager for an elite Texas-based security firm where you specialized in executive and personal protection. Now you are a global private security contractor and trainer running your own company, Integrity Security Solutions, across 5 continents. A graduate of Columbia College, you earned a Master Peace Officer license from the state of Texas, along with graduating from the International Law Enforcement School of Police Supervision in Southern Methodist University's Cape Intelligence Program. Most importantly, you are on the stage with Charlie Kirk as the head of his contracted security detail on September 10th when he was assassinated. It's been 2 months since this tragedy, and there are a lot of unanswered questions, and people are starving for some answers. I know a lot of people are going to be very interested in what you have to say today, but...
All right, let's put this in perspective. Did you hear his credentials? You do not get that many credentials. You do not run your own company, executive protection company on different continents if you don't know what the you're doing. Can we put that together? Is that fair? Don't play with this man. Don't play with him. I did 6.5 years as a police officer. I was on the SWAT team. And I'm better than 90% of y'all. This dude has done 14 years, and he's been an executive on his own executive protection company. That's not easy. Okay. All right, let's get to some of the other stuff. Let's go to clip 101. Roll it.
I've got my back to Charlie about, I don't know, less than 10 meters off to his right. And my area of responsibility, we had a lot of people coming up some staircases there, and it was starting to fill in. And so I was watching that, and I remember I heard the gunfire, and then I don't know if you've heard this, but I heard that bullet slap him. And so so you hear two sounds actually, and so you hear the actual shot, and then you hear the bullet hit him in the neck, like you hear it. And so in my head I had an attribution to that. Oop, I know what that is. And so I turned, and when I turned, started running, that's when Dan grabbed him. And I mean, this is a live fire event. It's not, everybody thinks in hindsight, well, this is a one-shot assassination. No, in our heads, there's
You
fire.
don't know what that is.
There's fire. There's more to come, right? And so Dan grabs Charlie, and then
Who's Dan?
Dan was the guy standing right next to Charlie when he got shot on the stage, and then I was to the right of Dan.
Okay.
And so he grabs him, and then I turn and see him start to the ground, but then I'm just thinking gunfire, and then he's leading to the ground because I'm on his right, where he was shot right here in the left of his neck. And so I jumped down on top of Charlie to cover him, because where we're at, it's concealment at best. It's a tabling with cloth on it, so it's not hard cover. And our guys are starting piling back in, and they're down, putting a human shield around him, but it's still just concealment. It's not cover. And so I initially dove down on top of him, and just was on him almost face to face. And then when I was doing that, I went down, I could see the wound. And so I immediately shoved my hand into the wound to stop the bleeding, just trying to find the pressure. And it was coming out still, and I'm on top of it, like close. It was still coming out enough that it squirted through my fingers, and I could taste it on my lips. And so I was like, man, this is a bad wound, right? And so I was just pushing that, and I don't know at that time. I know when you look at the clock, I was on him within 5 seconds and had my hands in him. And then I don't know when I put the first piece of medical on him. It was sometime after that, because I carry it right here, and that's why you carry it on you.
Pause. Go back and look at my content. I told y'all. It's the evil people who are telling you something different. They jumped on him immediately. You thought what you think they were doing? For all you fools out here, what you think they were doing? They just standing there. These guys train for this stuff. I told you they probably was applying gauze to them, they quick clot or something. As soon as you go in, you gotta put your finger or your hand or something in there and try to press that one. Because if you sever one of the arteries, if you can put your finger on it, you can stop it from bleeding. But you gotta put your finger down in their neck. You gotta put it down in it. We used to train, people used to have wounds on the arm, on the legs. You gotta put your finger down in their leg to get to the vein or the artery and hold down the artery to try to keep it from bleeding. You gotta put your thumb down in their leg or their neck. That's not easy to do. I told you this is what they were doing. And then they go, there wasn't a lot of blood. Probably because he dressed him right there at the thing. He probably did that. A couple seconds later, he wrapped him, put quick clot in him or something. And that's why you don't see blood just gushing as they're running. But his shirt is covered in blood. Let's keep going.
You gotta have it there. So, but then I remember pulling back away and thinking, damn, this is bad. Like it's coming out. And I don't remember saying this, but the guys told me, and you can kind of see it on the video. I said, prep the car. And I just prepped, and you see the two guys just take off. And that car's prepped in position, but what I mean, doors are open, the whole deal. And then so we're doing pressure control there, and it's a carotid arteries. You can't put a tourniquet on it, obviously. And in my head, I'm like, pack pressure parade, man. These are what you can do for that wound. But then, so I'm on top, and then I told the guys, we got to exfil. We're all out here in the open. We're trying to give wound care, and we got to get off this X, right? And so, but I just said we're exfilling, and so we got up. I think it was like 15, 16 seconds from the time the shot happened to the time we were picking him up and heading.
15 to 16 seconds.
That's what it was, yeah. And so,
That's fast.
Yeah, and this is horrible, but
It's fast to get an initial assessment, plug a hole, pick them up, move them.
yeah. And so it's just like dang, and it's some horrible realities of it too. That like I told the guys this, and I haven't.
All right, hold it. But he made this up. He made this up. And the people that say he made this up, how many times have they teared up when they talked about Charlie? How many times do they tear up when they talk about Charlie? You know why they don't have an emotional response? Because they don't care and they wasn't even there. When you see somebody get killed right in front of you, I've seen people die in front of me and I didn't know them, and it's emotional. I'll never forget the guy whose pulse I checked in that car accident underneath Grand 19. I can never go to Grand 19 and never drive through there again without seeing this. He's dying. He's dead. He was dead. The lady was screaming. I run to the car and I see him. He's crushed in the car. His head is hanging out because I guess he tried to get out the car. He couldn't. He was suffocated. But I had to check his pulse. This is live. This is real life. It's not a game. It's not a video game. It's real life. Somebody's daddy is here. Check his pulse. Dead. Get on the air. No pulse. I saw them. They pulled the car open. The fire department came and ripped the car open, put him on the side, put a bag over him. Now, I had his wallet. And I opened his wallet to identify him. The man had a picture of his kids in the wallet. His wallet was in my locker for a week. I was supposed to turn it into evidence. I left it in there by accident, and I remember seeing it every day, and it was almost paralyzing. I was supposed to turn it in, but I couldn't get past the point of that this guy was somebody's dad, and their dad was dead. I saw him die, and they still didn't know. When I was at the scene, they didn't even know. I couldn't stop thinking about that. Their dad is dead, and they think he just went to work. He's gone forever. He's in the bag right here on the side of the road. And when you see that stuff, it messes with you. But these cowards who out here just running their mouth don't know what that man going through. And some people have gone online and said these people are cowards and they're responsible for his death. Woo! Keep going.
When I jumped down on him, he had doll's eyes. And so I was like, man, these are wounds incompatible with life.
You know.
Yeah.
You want to take a break?
How long ago since Charlie was passed? A couple months now? And that man still can't talk about this without having to take a break on the show. All your favorite people who talk all this trash about these men and all these people, when do they take a break on their show? When they take a break, what do you call it?
That guy, LeCar's best friend.
They don't feel that.
He been there
That's
for a
why I
couple
stand
months
up
now.
the way I do for these people, because they don't feel that what they felt when they.
Charcourt been there for a couple days, months now. And people that are very close to him cannot get over it. It's not going to be like something you see in the movies. Somebody gets shot, they cry. No. This is real life. That dude had his hands in Charles' neck, trying to stop him from bleeding out. When you say he had doll eyes, that means he had no light in his eyes. His pupil was expanded. You can't see the little black dot in your eye, it expanded. People don't understand that when you get shot in a very critical area, chest, throat, lung, you bleed it out real fast. They don't put pressure on that wound. You will have what they call doll eyes, meaning your eyes will look solid black like a doll's. lifeless. And Kurt's been dead for a couple months now. And his best friend right here still cannot get over and cannot talk about it while taking a break or leaving the room. That's how true friendship is. And these people saying they was friends with him, Kansas Nolan, I'm calling you out. I'm mainly mentioning about you. Instead of coming together and helping Kurt's family in America, USA America, or the organization he has, you're attacking his wife, a grieving widow, and a mother or two. Shame on you, Kansas Owens. Shame on you. Claiming that you were friends with Charlie Kirk, here you are attacking his wife. You didn't let the guy. You didn't wait for a year to have you start attacking his wife right then and there. Shame on you, Kansas Owens. Shame on you.
They don't feel it. They weren't there. It's all smoke and mirrors to them. Let's go to the next clip. 102. And this is let me preface these clips. I do a bad job. See, and look, I don't do a show. Okay, it's my first time doing a show, and I'm off the cuff. But let me just preface these. This is the head of security. The UVU transformed the scene. They claim that they manipulated the scene and put the papers over it, or whatever the case may be, in the autopsy situation. He answers that in this clip. Roll the clip.
And you're hiding behind, well, we have to make sure and ensure that we don't taint a jury for this guy. You know, and I have questions about that too. And so I have questions about that, and we talked about that earlier. Where's his call logs? His phone hits. Who'd he talk to 2 days, 4 days, 8 days beforehand?
Why do you think that they tore up and paved over the crime scene
Hold on,
so quickly?
I haven't heard his response. I'll just tell you what I think, and I don't know if he's gonna agree. There's two things here. First and foremost, it's not a crime scene anymore. Obviously, Charlie Kirk was the crime scene. The cameras were the crime scene. Once you get rid of that, none of that matters. But a lot of times when you have that much blood in a grass area, you can't clean it. You can't just do a water hose and clean the grass. That blood soaks down into the soil of the grass, and it's a biohazard. So the people will have to come and dump some type of a chemical on the blood so that people don't get contact with somebody else's blood. That kills the grass. So it would make sense for them not to have a big patch of grass that's dead in the middle of that lawn. They just put pavers over it. But I haven't heard what he had to say. Let's see what he had to say. Roll the clip.
And asked that at least 10 times. And I said, I don't understand the exigency of why they did that. And here's my question to that. March your ass up to the school. Have you march your ass up to the school, or will you march your ass up to that school tomorrow and file a FOIA and say, hey, you're a public institution. I want the request and the plans that were made to tear that up and when those requests and plans happen. Because you're not going to request that, or you shouldn't request that overnight and have that done. That had to probably go through a budget request, had to be approved. There should be a timeline and paperwork for that. You should be able to get that through FOIA. And so do it. Make them tell us why that they tore that up before it was even cold. I want to know. Because it came back on us. That we had some trap door and you're covering up the trap door and we had a guy hiding in there.
Okay, that's actually my next question. I didn't hear about there was somebody hiding in the trap door.
A gun was hiding or something.
Or there was a trap door or something. Was there a trap door in the tunnel system?
No.
There was not?
No. So, school, why'd you tear it up? Why did you tear it up? What was the exigency to tear up something that still people would... Did you not think that through? Like, hey, we might want to put a hold on that. This might induce questions to us. And it didn't. Nobody went back and asked questions to the school or said, hey, well, let's do a FOIA and do some back digging on that that's not protected under this evidentiary gag order. No, it's just blame the security team because that's the easy way. Go do the FOIA.
You know, I mean...
So I see his point. He's upset that they got blamed for the university doing that. So I see his frustration in that. Roll it.
back to the exit wound thing. You know, I mean, because we're talking about the tearing up of the crime scene and everybody's wanting them to find the bullet. I mean, if the bullet hit any bone at all, there is no bullet. It's just fragmentation.
Great point.
And
that was discussed already.
And if there, yeah, there was no exit wound in the autopsy though. There should be. I mean, if there was no exit wound, then there should be fragmentation of the bullet would have fragmented into who knows how many pieces.
The doctor, and again, this is not a non-disclosure violation, but the doctor came out there and told us, and then they also told Chief of Staff. So the bullet came in and hit the vertebra, so it came in and then tore up everything in the wound cavity, hit the vertebra, crushed it, shattered it, turned, crushed the second one, turned, kept going down all the way, I think they said C6.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's like, why not put that info out? Why not put it out? And then...
Why wouldn't they put that out?
Then, do me a favor. Don't make me do it. It's not my job. And so then it got to here, and you're exactly right. And then hit, I think, 6, and then fragged. And so, explanation 101. What are you hiding? Yeah, it's like I'm sitting back here when people are saying we bombed him, or there's that wound. I'm like, hey, if somebody would, from an official capacity, would just release that, and I don't see how that could jeopardize a fair trial for a guy. And or somebody call the doctor.
Now let me add to this, because I know that he's upset, and I know that I understand 100% why. Because his mind is that they should release it because they're making the security team look bad. But let me just explain this real quick. You shouldn't release anything. The public shouldn't be stupid. To be honest, I mean, like the public should be like, just like we did this in Kyle Rittenhouse. We've done it in most of all the police shootings. Wait till the trial before you start making judgments. If I was a part of the FBI, I wouldn't release none of that. They shouldn't. There should be no ambiguity. Because if you go to releasing information about the autopsy and the tumbling of a bullet, now you got other questions on your hand. Because now people are going to want to know more stuff. Now there's more speculation. They need to investigate, did this bullet come from that gun? Before they tell you that the bullet went to traveling and dipping and doing all this other stuff. Because if the bullet didn't come from that gun, they are going to have to find out what bullet came from what gun and what direction. They don't need to disclose all of the stuff that goes on in the autopsy to the public, because the public is going to have their chance at a public trial where they're going to hear all this evidence and cross-examination. But if you go and you say, he was shot and it went through, it hit his vertebrae, it did this, it did that, and then that gun wasn't the one that shot him. Somebody shot him from over here. Now you're divulging information that could be identifying certain people that they're still looking for, giving a heads up to certain people they're still looking for, right? I mean, it's a lot of different things that could have happened that way. They do not want to tell how the bullet came in, how it went down in his body, because they don't want to tell what direction it's been hit. All of those things. I understand his frustration, but I've never seen a case where they tell you what the autopsy says. Well, rarely have I ever seen a case that they tell you what the autopsy says. They rarely do it. Okay, we got a couple more clips. Let's go to the accusation that it was Mossad in Israel, 103.
Do any of your guys have any ties to any foreign intelligence agencies, more specifically Mossad?
No, and I've seen that and heard that, and I've been in 39 countries in this world, and I've never been to Israel. I'm a firm Christian. I ask our guys, are you believers? We have no ties to Israel or Mossad or any other one. We're Americans, period. We believe in what we're afforded to do here. We believe in our system, And to say that we're Mossad or attached to any type of foreign entity, it's one of those that's crap on its best day.
Do you have anybody on your team that you think could be tied to an extreme political party who is planning assassinations?
No, one, we're in each other's business. Where they have the time for it, I wouldn't know. Mm-hmm. But
yeah, you had mentioned some of these guys are on the road 250 days a year.
Yeah,
with Charlie.
Yeah, just working, and it's not just that. It's, I mean, a lot of we do a team trip every year down to an undisclosed location, and some of the guys are there now. Some of the guys left yesterday after that job ended. I'll be going down the night before. Tomorrow. So we know what each other does. We know their kids' names and their spouses, and it's like if they're doing it and they're not, they wouldn't have time for us not to notice. And then the heart of these men that they're going to pour this out. It's like, yeah, you took an oath. I've taken an oath. Most of my guys have taken an oath, and it's different in the security industry. You know, you're not taking an oath for your client, but you are taking an oath to each other. Mm-hmm. And so they wouldn't do that to the client, but they really wouldn't do it to me or to their coworker. Mm-hmm. And so that's one of those things. It's like, no, if you know us, those allegations become even more idiotic.
Yeah. And you say this with 100% certainty?
To my death.
Roger that.
To my death.
All right, we got two more. Let's go with Erica Kirk was not involved. 104.
I've done a lot of death notifications where I had to tell kids that their parents were dead or their parents that their kids were dead. And I know what pain looks and sounds like. I wake up screaming sometimes, thinking of kids. The words that came out of her mouth and how they came out when she walked in that room and saw him, you don't want to hear that. She's a victim. That's her husband. And now people without any proof are saying that she was a part of killing him. Come on, man. And then not having anything to substantiate it with. That's what makes me lose faith in people. And that we allow it. And that platforms allow it. It's like, it goes against everything that we are. And if we're going to allow that, what else are we going to allow?
Perfect.
You hear that kind of pain come from something.
How long is the clip? 1 second. We gotta pull it. All right, finish the clip.
Buddy, and see it. And I could only imagine the pain she's feeling now by having to hear that people say that she was a part of it. Those are lies.
That's crazy. One more clip about Terrell and the footage. 105.
There was a man on the team who